Hello, Assalamu alaikum guys. Welcome you all in the interactive dashboard session using Microsoft Excel arranged by Excel Success by Jahangir Sachwani. I'm your host, your trainer Asif Hafeez. Today's session will be conducted using Microsoft Pivot Table tools. Let me have my brief introduction. Okay, I'm Microsoft certified trainer, MCP, MCSA, and MOS. Okay, guys, I think we should not waste further time and we should directly jump into the what we'll be doing in the session. My passion is do Excel daily, and this session is using the pivot table for Microsoft Excel dashboards. Okay, the required Office version is Microsoft 2010, 13, 16, 19, or Office 365, which is the latest version. But I would recommend if you go for 2016 or 2019 or Microsoft Office 365. See the data from Microsoft Excel dashboard first. The data is not in the columnar form. It is like a pivot report. If you see, there is category, product one, product two, product three, and total revenue, cost of goods sold, gross profit, and expenses detail, the total expenses and operating income. Here I have mentioned in column two the type. It's revenue. It is the summary detail and expenses detail. And there are 12 columns which represents the months Jan, Feb, March, April, May, and June. Our requirement is to build an interactive dashboard and trigger the results with multiple options of period like quarter and month. Despite this is very simple data set, so we'll be using the slices on quarter and month wise. Okay, these are the steps which I'll be providing with the presentation along with the Excel file. Here I have mentioned these steps. First, we'll be using Power Query connection only, and we'll be using dice and slice option. There will be three charts. There are other three charts like timeline charts. Then I will integrate all the six charts into one interactive dashboard. And this is the dashboard based on that simple data set. Let me show you the simple data set again. Yeah, this one is your data set. But if you see, there are multiple charts. We can use quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four slices and can show our results on quarterly basis and on monthly basis. So let's jump towards the Excel file. Guys, this is your Excel file. Yes, this is your data. First thing is to select your data, go to the data menu and select from table. This is the get and transform. This is the new Power Query. From table. Okay, my table has header, yes, and click OK. It will it will jump to the Power Query pane and you will see this is exactly the same data sets. But the only thing here is it is the Power Query through which you can fetch your data in multiple ways. You can transform your data as per your requirements. If you notice, we have last column total which we do not need, so let's remove it. Simple right click and remove it. Now select all the months because we need months as unpivot. If you right click, you will see here unpivot columns. Select it. Now you will see it's now it is in column from the first column is category, which is ABC, means this is text. Okay, fine. Second ABC type, it is also text. Okay, fine. Attribute, it should be period. So let me change it by double clicking. Okay, period. And value is fine. Value mean amount, so better to mention amount. This should not be ABC, I mean text. This should be the date column. So let me change here as date. Select data type and select date. Now it will convert this text into date. If you see here, it is the calendar shape. Okay. Now your data set is ready. Here you will find option. If you click and load this icon, okay, you will see the second option, click and load to. So here you will select only create collection connection and select add this to data model and load it. Okay, we don't need now this. Now there is Microsoft Power Query on the backend side, on the backstage, which has converted your initial data set into the columnar form. Now I'll be selecting here our first pivot. Okay, let's first name it as P1. P1 means pivot 1. Select insert pivot table. If you notice, it is by default use this workbook's data model. If there is any data model in the workbook, it will select automatically. Okay, fine. Now you will see there are two tables. Okay, first, if you see the cylinder sign, this is the data model. Select this data model. Let me show you another thing there. If you select this table, this is the same table which has name, month name on the columnar side, but we do not need this first table. You can go back and into the Power Query and rename this table as Power Query or Query, My Query, whatever name you want. Now here you will see only 4 columns. It is the data which is in the column form. That's fine. We need first the amount by category, amount by type, amount by type. In the type menu, we don't need summary. Okay. Now this is your first, this will be your first chart, first pivot table. Before going to the first pivot table, just name it as expense revenue summary, or simple name it as summary. I think better to name it as summary. Okay. Now if you here, you will find in analyze tab pivot chart and select pie chart. Just press OK. Now you will find there is a pie chart. You can better put it 3 by 3, okay, or instead 3 by 3, 2 by 2. Okay. Right click and right click and remove all field buttons and remove heading. We don't need heading in this chart. Okay, now select the chart and go to the design menu, select quick layout. Okay, this is the layout. You can select a different layout. Okay, yeah, this is the layout, and from the chart style you can select different chart type. It would be, I think, this whatever chart you like, you can create the chart. Okay, just like the total and remove it. Now your first chart is ready. Now what I will do, I will prepare 6 charts on 6 different sheets: P1, P2, P3, P4 and P6. Our second chart would be revenue by product. If you notice here, revenue is in orange format, orange color, and expense is in blue. So always use these colors. If you are presenting your expense, use blue color. For revenue, orange color. You can change chart types, its attributes later on the dashboard. So first let us finish the other chart. Control and prepare another chart. It would be P2. Okay, now delete this chart and select your pivot table. You need revenue by product. Revenue by product. There is a product is in the category. If you select here, unselect expenses. Okay, so it would be revenue by product. Now go to analyze, select pivot chart and use bar chart. Fine. Now I told you first remove all the fill buttons, make this chart title as revenue by product, and remove this. Select the chart, go to the design menu, select the last chart which I like the most. Okay, that's fine. And I don't want bars or colors. Now for every bar chart, select the first data in data field, say amount. In the pivot chart, go to the data menu and sort it as it is, so that you can see the maximum amount, first, the second, third, so on. So this is your revenue by product chart. But as I told you, this would be orange. So we will do this later. First, I don't want this color. By pressing Control 1, we can reduce this by 80%. Okay, make it standard. And now another thing is to press the chart, press Control, right click and add to data label. So we have added now the data label. Okay. Now another chart, I want expense by category. So this was revenue by product. Now it would be P3. I think we have already named this chart. If not, we can do by here. Yes, we have revenue by product. Okay. Now our third chart would be expense by category. Expense by category. Okay, fine. One thing left here is okay, before going there, select instead of revenue, now you need expense. Select it as expense. Now you will see this would be now expense. Expense chart. Change it as expenses by category. Expenses by category. Fine. Now do one thing, right click, or you can select and go to the home and press okay. And now same for this chart if you want. Okay, now as I told you, select the chart, make revenue as orange. So I'll go to the change color and make it as orange. Now see in the first chart we made revenue as orange, expense as blue. So your revenue would be orange and expense in blue. Now the third chart would be revenue versus expenses. Revenue versus expenses by month. I'll drag down and prepare it as before. Revenue versus expenses, press OK. But you don't need category. You don't need type is there. Okay, you need period. You need period, so period should be here. Change the chart as line chart. So here we need line chart. Okay, now revenue and expense. Instead of type, move type to filter so that it won't appear on the chart side. And type better to present on the columnar side so that you can present your data effectively. Let me close. Yeah, select this chart, go to the design menu and select chart type as this chart. Okay, so name your chart. Do one more thing, uh, select any date, right click and group as months and quarters. Group as months and quarters. See, it will be months and as quarter. You will see here Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. Accordingly, we don't need the amount. Okay, change the chart type. It would be revenue versus expenses. Revenue versus expenses. Okay, now prepare this chart little small. Okay, fine. You can do one more thing. If you don't want to present your chart in as a full amount, press the amount, press Control 1. Now you will see display units as thousands. Yes, now it would be as thousands. Amount would be as 1000. Okay, now that's fine. So far we have prepared 4 charts, 2 more charts to go. By pressing Control, it would be now P5. Okay, P5 we need monthly revenue by product. Monthly revenue by product. Monthly revenue by product. Here we don't need expenses. Fine. Monthly revenue by product. So there's only one chart. Monthly revenue, you need quarters. Okay, fine, but product should be selected. Where are products? Types, category. Okay, category should be above and remove this period. We don't need. Now you will see this. This is your main chart. Let me turn off this. Okay. Now see, this one is your chart. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, product 3, product 2. Select product 1, data and sending. So product 1 first, product 2 later. This one is your chart. If you don't want, let's suppose if you don't want quarters, you can remove quarters. Okay, because it would be too nasty to show your data. Field list, you don't want quarters, remove quarters. If you don't want, okay, that's fine. I think it would be fine better. Now you will see your product wise, product 1, 2, 3, 4, product wise and month wise your data. You can analyze your revenue product wise and month wise. Okay, now our last chart is important, and notice how we'll be presenting your chart. But first see its monthly revenue. If it is revenue, we need color to be as the same as we used in the first chart. Okay, now our last chart should be revenue versus operating income. Okay, if you notice, we have revenue versus operating income. This revenue, okay, I will drag this chart to another chart P6. Okay, revenue versus operating income. Now category type. I don't need category. Okay, type all, revenue versus operating income, and select all. Okay, now where's your category? Category is here. Now I will select from here only operating income and revenue. So operating income and total revenue. Now this is your chart, operating income and revenue, but you need on you need where is your category? Category should be here, category where you can see operating income and revenue by months. Where are your months? Months should be selected as x-axis. Yes, these are your months. Now change the chart type. It would be as combo chart. Total revenue should be clustered column, and operating income should be your line chart and on the secondary axis. Where's your chart? Okay, combo chart, line with markers, operating income, revenue, sorry, total revenue, and you can present this chart on the secondary axis. One more thing, type. You don't need summary to be included. No, summary you will need, but you don't need expenses. You don't need the chart data. Okay, so Control Z. Revenue versus income. Revenue versus income. If you select the chart, you can do one more thing by selecting design, grand total on for columns only. Okay, and prepare the chart again. Select data and ascending. Now descending, it would be as it is. Now select the chart and go to the designs, change chart type. Okay, total revenue should be bar chart and operating income should be the line chart. You can assign different colors, like this color, I mean this style. You can assign different styles. So I think this style is better, and change chart colors as well. Revenue, revenue is fine. Okay, now you can change this color by selecting Control 1. Yes, Control 1, select the first option, line color, solid line color, make it dark gray, as this is not expenses. Okay, I think further you can do as per your requirement. Just want to do one more thing. By pressing Control 1, make it 80%. 80. That's it. Now this was your final chart. Now you can, the last thing, prepare the dashboard sheet. Dashboard. Okay. And drag the first row little bit heavy. Okay. Select till here and make it dark and and little here. Now name your chart, and you can even paste here in the first column, paste here the monogram. Okay, A B C dashboard. Now the technique here is to bring all the chart on the one sheet. See, Control X, select, Control V, P2, Control X, paste it here, select and Control V. Now okay, P3, Control X, dashboard and charging. Paste it here. Okay. Now the last chart P4 we can paste here by pressing Control X, and on the dashboard sheet you can paste here as okay. You can rearrange your charts, or you can even assign your chart. You can rearrange charts. You can change the attributes of the chart per your requirement. Let's suppose the font here you need Arial black, and okay, and Arial black, it should be 20. And now select view of the grid lines. I think little for the easy to see the charts, I just reduce the size to 90%. Now two more charts, 5. This one was your main chart, which will cover the most of the area on the dashboard. Yes, this one. It is monthly revenue by product. Okay. The last chart is revenue by income. Revenue by income or revenue versus income. It should be revenue versus income. Okay. Select, Control X and paste on the dashboard. It would be now revenue versus income, and reduce the charts, adjust your chart size for your dashboard. You can reduce more, or you can okay this way. Now one more thing left. Now your dashboard is almost ready, but we need control buttons, and we will assign buttons to the charts per your need. Select the P4 chart where there is the data, select analyze, and you will see insert slices. You can create two slices. First one is quarter, second one is the month. Now Control X and put it on the dashboard. It would be the quarters. The second one is the months. Control X, put it on the dashboard and resize per your need. Okay, you need, you can reduce the size by selecting height. Same for quarters, you can do by selecting height. Okay, now let me little bit rearrange. Okay, the first quarter, second quarter, and months. Now you will see if I select Q1, you will notice only first chart will be changed because we incorporated slices on this chart. Now select the slicers, quarter slicers, go to the option, report connection, and select all the charts or the charts you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the way, I don't want to include for chart number 4 and 6. So chart number 4, P4 and P6 I don't want. Now for the same, I don't want for chart number 4 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 and 6 chart are unselected. Now as soon as I will click on the Q1, you will notice 1, 2, 3, and 4 charts will be changed. Now see, the data is changed accordingly as per the Q1. Chart revenue versus expenses and revenue versus income, both charts are same. I mean, there's no change. Quarter 3, quarter 4. Further, you can drill down. Like if you want in quarter 3 July numbers, okay, you can see July, August, and September. So guys, this is your dashboard. Now we will see dashboard as a whole in the on the sheet. Now this is your dashboard. Now see how it looks. You can do multiple things with the charts, with your dashboards to make it different, to make it awesome, to make it beautiful. The flamboyant chart always looks good to present your reports to the management. And with this, I think I need to close this session. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Jahangir Sachwani, for arranging such a nice session. See you again.
The charging का मसला था, चार्जिंग का मसला दो उधर लगे हुए 220 नेट का अलग है, ऊपर उसका अलग है, लगा मीटिंग नहीं करना चाहिए।